good enough, if you're not strong enough. Be grateful. Thank you so much that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. This voice is a voice of protection. Hello everybody, Amy here, and welcome back to this channel. Let's talk about this negative voice that we have in our heads. This voice that tells us that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough to do the things we really want to do, to take the steps forward in the projects or with certain relationships that we really want to move forward with. Now, this voice is a voice of protection, and this might be extremely new to you. You might have always thought that this voice is just a pain in the ass and negative and terrible, but actually it's our protector. It has been developed by our psyche since we were very little. And it does this in order to protect us from feeling any shame, any judgment, or any embarrassment from the external world, right? So if you want to try something new, or you want to maybe go on stage, or you want to talk in front of your classroom, you might have this voice come in as a child that's saying, you can't do it, you're not good enough for this, you're not good enough for this. And what it's trying to do is keep you in your comfort zone so that you don't get embarrassed or judged by others, so that you stay as part of the tribe, right? So you're not excluded from any tribe. This stays with us throughout our life, and it moves with us into adulthood, especially if we are unconscious of it. Then it really can take control over our lives and be a total pain in the ass. First thing to know is that this voice has always been here to protect you, and it still is. If this is something you suffer with, this constant negative self-talk, then this is going to be an amazing, amazing video for you. And I hope it brings you a lot of insight. For the first thing we want to do is become aware of this voice, right? We want to become aware of it. We want to understand that it is there. It is part of our psyche. It's a part of ourselves that we have built up very intelligently to protect us. But as adults, we now have the ability and the maturity to look at it, to observe it as something that's part of us that we don't need to hold on to anymore. And we can actually start to change the narrative as an adult, right? We don't need that protection anymore, right? Because we can become more conscious and more aware of things than when we were a child. So you become aware, you now understand that this voice is here as a protection mechanism. So the second thing you want to do is give it thanks. Be grateful. Thank you so much for protecting me and wanting to be there and protecting me throughout my life. I want you guys to get into the habit of having a conversation with yourself, right? Having a conversation with the different parts of your psyche. And this might be totally new to you and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? But trust me on this. When this voice comes in, just be like, thank you so much, but I don't need you anymore. I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I don't need you anymore. I'm aware of why you've been here. You're no longer unconscious, and I thank you, but it's time to move forward with another narrative. So that's the second thing you want to do, is really give thanks. First step is awareness. Second step is giving thanks. And the third step is starting to objectify the voice, right? So you want this voice to now be separate from you. It's no longer who you are. You don't identify with this voice. You don't identify with what the voice is telling you. You're not good enough, you're not strong enough, right? You want to start to objectify it and understand that it's a part of your psyche that was developed, but it's not you. So you can imagine that it's actually in front of you, and you're saying to it like, no, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all your help, but not anymore. So anytime those voices come back in, you can then start to change the narrative. So what you want to do is, when those voices come back in, and you start to hear you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you start to feel the sensations in your body prior to doing something. Let's say you're about to go on stage and all these voices are coming in. What I want you to do in this moment is to really just say thanks. Thank you so much. We don't need this right now. I am strong. I am powerful. I want you to flip the script completely, 180 on that script. Flip it completely. Positive reinforcement. But be grateful and don't be angry at this voice, right? Be grateful. Be grateful. But change the script. So what you're doing is you're stopping these neurological pathways from firing, because every time that voice has come in and said you're not good enough, and you've taken it and you've said I'm not good enough, and you've repeated that to people, I'm just not good enough, you're firing this neurological pathway in the brain, and it's just getting stronger. So now that you're aware of this, you can start to stop that firing and start to fire new positive pathways in the brain. I am strong enough. I am good enough. And just remember that at first it might feel strange because your brain genuinely believes from such a strong pathway, it believes that this is true. But you know that it is not true, right? Even though your psyche believes and this voice believes it, you know that it's not true. You in here, you really know it's not true. So that's when you start to change the narrative. You know, I am good enough, I am strong enough. And really, really, really work with that. And I promise you that things will shift. Stay committed to this practice. Enjoy it. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Remember to join the community. You'll see if you're not in the community already, you can click the link below to join the community group. It's a free community with so much magic inside. And I really, really hope to see you there. Much love.